Hi everybody, in today's episode I'm going to be showing you guys how to do an oil change and an air filter clean on a crf230 Honda. Okay, so for this you're going to need your oil, drain pan, ratchet and your measuring cups and your funnels. And probably some sort of rag. I'm using toilet paper. Okay, so now what you want to do is you want to start up your motor. Okay, so I cleaned it earlier, so there's still a bit of water on the motor, but yeah, just let it idle for a bit. Okay, so I've idled my bike for a little bit. You don't want it like super hot, because then the oil, if it like spills on you, it just burns you. So yeah, all the oil should be coming down now, and time to crack the bolt. So bolt is right there. That's the bolt there. See that big one? That's the drain bolt. So get your drain pan, don't spill it, and yeah, that's right here. I had to get my brother to help me because it was so tight on there. Like, he's struggling even. This was like very, very tight. He's finally got it.
Here we go, guys.
Should we lift it? Yeah, we got to lift it.
Do we?
Yeah, just tighten it up again. Okay, so we just got it out. It's leaking, as you guys can see. So you've got your bolt, and you've got your spring, then you've got your little oil filter looking thing. It's
like a filter screen thing.
Yeah, like a little screen. It's like a sock. Okay, guys, so here we have it. Here's the little assembly. You've got your bolt. That was very hard to loosen. And you've got your spring, and you've got your sock. Okay, so I'm going to clean it now, because it got dropped on the ground a few times. So here we have it. I'm just going to be chucking it in this container. Okay, so here I'm just using some 91 petrol. You can probably use diesel, to be honest, but yeah, I just used 91 or any kind of petrol, really. Okay, guys, so here's the old fuel. You can just chuck it in the drain pan. There, but listen, so yeah, but basically, guys, here is my bike, and I'm going to show you guys, if you maybe didn't see it right, this is how it looks without anything in there. You can see it in there. So basically, it comes all rushing out of the motor, and yeah. Okay guys, so it's pretty much stopped dripping now. I know it's still dripping a bit, but I can't really be stuff waiting, so I'm just going to put it back in. So you put it in this order. I just double checked, and now I'm going to be putting it back in the motor. Okay. Okay, so don't want it falling back into the dirty oil. So okay guys, I've got it in there now. So what is your next step going to be? So your next step's going to be taking a rag and cleaning around the area. So yeah, I'm just going to clean all around there, and then there, so it doesn't leak off anymore. On there, under there. It just until it gets tight, and I don't know if that's tight enough. Should be good. Good to go. I'm always scared that I'm not tightening enough, but as you guys could tell earlier on, that was definitely tight enough. So, as you guys can tell, I've done that. So, what we're going to be doing now is, I've already cleaned the container where the oil goes in. So now you're going to clean out your funnel with a bit of gas. Just a bit of gas in there. because I don't really want anything in there. You don't want, like, if there's a piece of sawdust or something, you don't want that getting in your motor, so I like to clean everything pretty well. So the oil that I run is, I think this is the higher grade, then I'm supposed that you don't need to, but it's 10W40 5100. I usually run a lower grade than this, but I think I got some just off my brother, and he uses race, like, higher grade stuff. So there's still a bit over a litre in here, and the 230 only takes a litre. So what I'm going to do is get out your measuring cup. Make sure to keep everything clean because you don't want it getting dirty, but you can see the 500ml measurement on there. So let's fill it up to 500. Stop and check. This is probably half of 500. It's probably 250. That's wholly like exactly on there. Oh, just a little bit more. See, it's just a smidge more to get to. Yeah, that's on 500. It's like, I think just under, but it should be good. Yeah, now it's exactly on the line. If anything, you'd like to go a bit over than under, but and if I always hate these things, they're always hard to get to. There we go. So as you guys can see, there's a O-ring lodged in there that doesn't belong there. Belongs on the oil stick. So also clean that because there could be stuff on there, but the new oil goes in there. So your rag and just, as you guys can see, seal that under there. It's all grimy, not on your motor, so you gotta always clean it in between times so you don't get that in your motor. So here we have our 500 mils of clean oil. As you guys can tell, look, it turns to that, it turns really black, and then that's what it starts off at. So I'm going to be putting oil in here. Hopefully I don't spill any, because that would not be good. Also, maybe go a bit over if you spill some. I'm going to try not to though. Coming out, I think. Make sure that all drips in. Okay, so there we have it. There is 500 mils, which is exactly half, because it takes a litre. So, here's my oil. Take your oil and repeat the same process. Fill it up to 500 mils. There we go. Just a little bit more for safe measures. There we go. It's exactly on the 500 line. So now fill your second stuff in there. It's slow on this, but okay. So make sure you've always got clean hands, because if you like touch your motor or something, you don't want anything falling in there. Take your funnel. Make sure it's fully in there so you're not leaking any. Make make sure you get every drop in there. Just wait till they stop running. Might be a smidge under 500 because a bit spills out, but that should be quite on the money. Okay guys, so I've put it on my stand now, and it's pretty centered maybe. Yeah, it's pretty centered. So I'm going to take a couple of measurements. Make sure to get clean toilet paper or a rag or whatever you've got, because you don't want to be contaminating the fresh oil. That would not be good, so I'm going to take a bit. That'll do. It's nice to see clean oil on there. So where you're trying to get, I'm pretty sure is somewhere in between these two here. In between these letters. Like, you don't want it at the top. I'm pretty sure it's just centered. So if it is centered, I think I've done it correctly. It's a little bit overfilled, I think. It says it's the top of those lines. Oh, better overfilled than unfilled. Just put it there a little bit. Yeah, it does look a bit overfilled. Oh well. Should be okay. Okay, so our next mission is cleaning out the air filter and the air box. Okay, so my first order of business will be, I've put it on loose, so this is an 8mm. I don't know if this is the stock standard one. I'm pretty sure I got something else, but yeah, this is an 8mm. So, oh, that was ridiculously loose. Okay, so I've got that off. Now I'll get back to you once I've gotten all these screws out, and I'll pop that cover off. Okay everybody, so here I've got my bolts. Let's unpop the cover and see how she's looking. Something fell out at me. It's never good. I actually checked it before this ride, and I put a bit of rim grease on the edge there, as you guys can see. So I knew that it was looking like this, but as you guys can see, like all this grass and stuff. I like to keep my air filters clean, so this definitely needs a clean. Okay, so your next step is taking this piece off, pulling it out of there. It's just, alright, let me just, oh, nope, something's falling out of here. I think it's, yeah, this whole air filter's soaked in gas. That's not good. All this gas. At least it's been doing its job. See this whole outside and there? That's all clean. So it's been doing its job. It's just that it's definitely soaked in petrol. Oh well, let's give it a clean. Okay, so I've cleaned it out with a rag, petrol rag in there, so it's looking a lot better. But I'll do a more thorough one once I put the air filter back in, once it's dried and I've cleaned it and everything. So at the moment, so what I'm going to do is just clean this out too, but take this and I'll just put it back on there. And yeah, and then I'll get to cleaning it. Okay, so I've put a bolt back in there so it doesn't fall off. But your next step is going to be cleaning your air filter. Which is very important. So take your gas and then just put it on there. It's going down into the bucket below, by the way, but put enough fuel to clean your air filter. Now put some gloves on and clean it. Okay everybody, so here we have it. Here is my air filter, and most of the part of cleaning your air filter is actually just taking out all the old air filter oil. So yeah, I'm going to show you guys how to do that too. So take out your air filter cage, which is inside of your air filter. So pull that off the edges. Yeah, okay, so pull out your air filter cage. You can clean that later too, but just give it a quick little rinse. Okay, so here we have it. Dip it into the air filter. Dip it into the fuel, and then just squeeze it out. And repeat that a few times until all the air filter oil comes out of your air filter. Okay guys, so I've got some hot water and dishwashing liquid down here. In here, so what you're going to do now that you've cleaned all of the air filter oil out of your air filter is I'm going to clean all of the petrol, so it's like basically fresh. You can basically eat off it. So yeah, do that motion a few times, and then yeah, clean the cage again, and I'll see you guys in the next step. Okay, I'll catch you guys in the next step once the air filter and the cage have dried, but I think I'm done for now. Okay, so we're at the next step. You guys don't have to do this, but I like to do it. So in this box here, some box that I've got in it, so I've got my air filter. Underneath it I've got a fan. So it's just drying it out way quicker than just air drying. You can just air dry, I used to do that, but now I do it this way because it's just a hell of a lot quicker. And I like to put it in a box because if you don't, then it kind of stinks out the place because it still kind of smells like petrol. But okay guys, so it's the next day. I've got the bike there, and here I'm about to clean out the airbox properly. Like petrol rag, and then I've got my air filter and my cover, and for this you'll just need like a bag. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put air filter oil in the bag and put my air filter in it and scrunch it around, and then wring it out with gloves because you don't want your bike to have too much oil, like air filter oil on it, the air filter, because if it has heats on it, it'll just be running on air filter oil, and you want it to be running on air, not air filter oil. So yeah. You can't overdo it, so yeah. Now I have cleaned out the airbox really, really well with a petrol rag all in there. So now put your air filter in a bag, put some air filter oil in the bag. I'll show you guys what air filter oil I'm going to be using, but I'm going to be using this Motul air filter oil. I did used to run another stuff, and you can use the spray that sprays it on, but I like to get all the way through the air filter, not just on the surface, so I use the stuff that you actually have to squeeze through it. Okay, now I've got it in the bag and I've got some air filter oil. Make sure to squeeze it and mix it around everywhere basically. You don't want any crevice not having air filter oil in it, because the air filter oil stops the dust from coming through the air filter, passing through into the motor, and if there's no oil on it, then it just will go right through, so make sure there's oil on it everywhere. Okay guys, so I've got gloves on now. I can't bring you guys out with me, I don't think, because I've got gloves on, but what you want to do is you want to make sure that the air filter oil is on every single spot. So you want to rub it into every corner, every crevice, every little bit on there, making sure no piece is untouched. Okay, so on this one there's not much extra, but you still want to make sure it's not drowning in air filter oil. So pop that aside, get a rag for my hands. Okay. So make sure to clean your gloves in between, because you don't want to just keep putting the same oil back on your air filter. So if I'm doing something wrong, make sure to put it down in the comments below, because I'm not a pro yet, but I'm learning. Okay guys, so basically now what I've done is I've squished it out. There's no more oil coming out of it. Of course there's still, if you squish really hard, but it's not really dripping down anymore. So that's when your nut's pretty done. So what you want to do is grab your air filter cage, make sure it's really clean, And then, yeah, I'm just going to give it a little wipe. Should be good though. Line up your holes on both sides because there's a hole there and a hole there. Little peg things. And then make sure it's pushed in and all even. And then pull it over the edge. All over every single edge here. And pull it really hard. Not really, really hard. And also another thing, when you're wringing it out, like when you're getting the oil out of it, just squish it. Don't wring it out like a cloth because it is just made of foam and it will rip. It will just fall apart. So yeah, make sure everything's pulled over the edges. Boom. There we go. That's how it's looking. Grab a bit of grease. I'm just using ordinary grease from the warehouse. I don't know what grease you're supposed to use, but it's what I've been using for ages and it works just fine. So push it all around these edges here, so like this. Make sure there's no excess. Make sure it's all just really nicely on there. And make sure not to put it on the air filter because then it'll just, like I've put a lot on the air filter actually. That's a bit dumb, but yeah, make sure not to put like heaps on the air filter. Try not to at least. I'm a bit guilty of doing that because then it'll just like stop airflow. Okay, now we're next to the air filter thing here. I've got oily hands, so I did drag it over with my mouth, but pop off your airbox cover. I've put it back on just so no dust gets in there. Now, if it's still clean, put in your air filter, line up the holes, because you'll see if on your bike, but there's 2 holes in this shape. So see those pins? They stick out. You gotta line them up. Make sure they're both in. Make sure they're both in, and then there's this thing that holds it down. So push that in really firmly so it comes over the thing, over the lip, and then stick your hand all around the edges and just push down all these edges because you don't want anywhere coming up and then just dirt comes past it. So that's why I put grease on it. So run your hands along all these edges and just feel it in there. Just push it down. Boom, I think that should be good now. So now I'll pull off the gloves. Okay everybody, so my bike is finished now. I've done the oil change and I've done the air filter clean, so I'm going to try to start it up because I haven't started it up since before I've done all this. So hopefully I did everything right and my whole motor doesn't blow up, but